Have you ever wondered how the Mongol Empire, one of the largest in history, came into existence from the seemingly barren steppes of Central Asia? Let's peel back the layers of history and delve into the birth of this mighty empire. The story starts in the 12th century, with the birth of a boy named Temujin, who would later be known as Genghis Khan. Born to a nomadic tribe, his early life was marked by hardship. Yet these struggles forged in him a resilience and a vision that would change the course of history. Temujin's rise to power was not an easy journey. After his father's murder, he was thrust into leadership at a young age. He faced betrayal, exile, and even slavery. Despite these trials, he emerged stronger and more determined. Temujin, now Genghis Khan, had a dream: to unite the fragmented Mongol tribes into a single, formidable force. And he achieved it through a mix of military prowess, strategic alliances, and a revolutionary code of law known as Yasa. The Yasa, a code that emphasized loyalty, discipline, and meritocracy, played a pivotal role in unifying the Mongol tribes. Genghis Khan's vision extended beyond mere conquest. He sought to create a society where positions were earned, not inherited, where law and order prevailed, and where the unity of the Mongols was paramount. This laid the foundation for the Mongol Empire. With the tribes united under his rule, Genghis Khan embarked on a series of conquests that would shock the world. His innovative military strategies, coupled with his charismatic leadership, set the stage for the Mongol Empire's swift and vast expansion. Thus, the stage was set for one of the most dramatic expansions in human history, all under the leadership of Genghis Khan. From the chilly winds of the Eurasian steppe, a storm was brewing, a storm that would soon sweep across continents, forever etching the name of the Mongols into the annals of history. The Mongol Empire was born, and the world would never be the same. Now, armed with a united front, how did the Mongols conquer such vast territories in such a short span of time? This is the question that often leaves historians and military strategists scratching their heads. To understand this, let's delve into the Mongol military campaigns. The Mongols were not merely ruthless conquerors. They were strategic, disciplined, and innovative. The backbone of their military might was their fearsome cavalry. These warriors were trained from a young age to ride and shoot with precision, making them an unstoppable force on the battlefield. These highly mobile horsemen could cover vast distances quickly, striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. They would often ride for days on end, living off their horses' milk and meat, ready to strike at a moment's notice. This endurance and speed were crucial in their rapid conquests. But it wasn't just their physical prowess that set the Mongols apart. Their military strategies were equally impressive. They were masters of psychological warfare. They would use decoys and feigned retreats to lure their enemies into traps. The Mongols also employed a communication system akin to a postal service, allowing messages and orders to be relayed quickly across the empire. Their approach to warfare was also quite pragmatic. The Mongols were known to adopt the best practices from their adversaries. They would incorporate the weapons, tactics, and technologies of the conquered people into their own arsenal, making them an ever-evolving military force. Lastly, but certainly not least, was the leadership. The Mongol Khans, starting from Genghis Khan, were not just rulers. They were military geniuses. Their ability to strategize, mobilize, and inspire their troops was a key aspect of the Mongol expansion. By leveraging these strengths, the Mongols rapidly expanded their empire across Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. They conquered vast territories, from the fortified cities of Persia to the vast plains of Hungary, and from the dense forests of Russia to the arid deserts of Arabia. In less than a century, the Mongols had carved out an empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. A feat that is as awe-inspiring as it is terrifying. With such a vast empire, how did the Mongols manage to govern diverse cultures and peoples effectively? This question often arises when one contemplates the expansive Mongol Empire. The answer lies in their unique administrative system, which was both flexible and robust. The Mongols divided their empire into several large regions known as khanates, each under the rule of a regional khan. These khanates were further subdivided into provinces and districts, each with its own governor and administrative apparatus. This level of organization allowed for efficient governance and tax collection, despite the vastness of the territories. Yet, the Mongols did not stop at mere administration. They were keen on maintaining order and stability across their dominions. This is where the role of the Great Khan comes into the picture. As the supreme ruler of the Mongol Empire, The Great Khan held ultimate authority over all regions, ensuring a unified command and control structure. This centralization of power under the Great Khan was a significant factor in maintaining the unity and coherence of the empire. Moreover, the Mongols were pragmatic rulers. They often retained local rulers and administrators in conquered territories, provided they pledged allegiance to the Mongol Khan. This policy not only pacified conquered peoples, but also leveraged local knowledge to enhance governance. But perhaps the most remarkable period in the Mongol Empire's rule was the establishment of the Pax Mongolica, or Mongol peace. During this time, the Mongols guaranteed the safety of trade routes and promoted commerce across Eurasia. They established law and order, standardized weights and measures, and even issued paper money. The Pax Mongolica facilitated cultural exchange, trade, and intellectual pursuits, bringing about a golden age of prosperity throughout the empire. So, while the Mongols were indeed fierce conquerors, they were also astute administrators. They built a complex administrative system that effectively governed diverse cultures and peoples across an immense geographical expanse. Despite their reputation as conquerors, the Mongols also brought about a period of stability and prosperity known as the Pax Mongolica. What was the impact of the Mongol Empire on the regions it conquered? This question guides us into an exploration of the cultural exchange and influence that the Mongol Empire facilitated. The Mongols were not just conquerors, they were also transmitters of culture, ideas, and technologies. In the wake of their formidable cavalry, they brought with them an exchange of knowledge and ideas that spanned from the Far East to the western edges of Europe. This exchange was facilitated by the Pax Mongolica, a period of relative peace and stability throughout the vast empire. This peace allowed for the establishment of intricate trade networks, connecting different parts of the world that had previously been isolated. Goods, ideas, and people moved along the Silk Road, a network of trade routes that linked the East and West, fostering a vibrant cultural exchange. In addition to facilitating trade, the Mongols also encouraged the spread of technologies. They were particularly interested in useful innovations, regardless of their origin. They adopted Chinese siege technology, Persian bureaucratic practices, and even European musical instruments. These technologies did not just move from one place to another. They often evolved, improved, and were then re-exported, creating a dynamic exchange of knowledge and innovation. The influence of the Mongols extended into various fields. They significantly contributed to the development of literature, art, and science in the regions they ruled. They commissioned translations of important texts, fostered artistic creativity, and sponsored scientific research. But perhaps the most enduring influence of the Mongols was the cultural synthesis they fostered. They brought people of different backgrounds, cultures, and religions together, creating a melting pot of diverse ideas and practices. This cultural fusion had a profound and lasting impact on the regions they ruled, shaping their identities and histories. The Mongol Empire's influence was not just military but cultural, shaping the course of history in regions far beyond their borders. This is a testament to the Mongols' unique ability to conquer, govern, and ultimately influence the world around them. Every empire has its sunset. What led to the decline of the vast Mongol Empire? The Mongol Empire, once the largest contiguous land empire in history, was not immune to this universal truth. The decline of the Mongol Empire was a complex process that involved a variety of factors. One of the most significant was the internal strife that erupted after the death of the Great Khans. Succession disputes and power struggles among the descendants of Genghis Khan led to the fragmentation of the empire into various rival khanates. These divisions weakened the unity and strength of the Mongol Empire, making it more vulnerable to external pressures. At the same time, the Mongols faced considerable challenges from the outside. The territories they had conquered were vast and diverse, and managing them proved increasingly difficult. Rebellions and resistance movements sprang up, gradually chipping away at Mongol control. Furthermore, economic difficulties and the devastation caused by the Black Death pandemic added to the empire's woes. Despite the empire's decline and eventual dissolution, the Mongol Empire's impact on the world did not end. The successor states that emerged from the fragments of the empire, such as the Ilkhanate in Persia and the Yuan dynasty in China, continued to exert significant influence. They carried forward the Mongol traditions of administration and military strategy, and their rule led to cultural and intellectual exchanges that enriched the regions they governed. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of the Mongols is the world they helped shape. Their empire served as a vast conduit for the exchange of ideas, technologies, and goods between East and West, laying the groundwork for the interconnected world we live in today. The Mongols' influence can be seen in everything from our maps to our cultural practices, reminding us of their indelible mark on history. Even in its decline, the Mongol Empire left a lasting legacy, shaping the world as we know it today.